going on, guys? I'm out here with Luna doing a little bit of grounding. We have within our grasp the ability to do a lot of really creative stuff with our time. We are very creative creatures. Humans are very creative. However, living in this strange matrix, we oftentimes get very distracted by things that don't really matter, which over time take us away from our creative potential and turn us into these domesticated creatures that live in a false environment. So I want to inspire you to really engage with your time. Engage this reality, folks. Embrace this reality. This is a beautiful, incredibly complex world that we're living in. Nature is incredible. The Matrix wants us to stay inside the majority of our lives. It wants us to be domesticated. It wants us sick. It wants us non-proactive. So get outside, ground yourself. Start eating a healthy diet, ladies and gentlemen. Start eating a natural human diet. Get away from all of the processed nonsense. Get away from all of the prepackaged goods that are filled full of synthetics, hormone displacers, certain residues and heavy metals. A lot of these foods are fortified with iron and vegetable oils, which, you know, the vegetable oil industry, holy shit. The vegetable oil industry is a crime against humanity. So most people are eating a ton of these vegetable oils. They're eating processed garbage. They're eating all of the grains, the gluten. Gluten, ladies and gentlemen, is directly linked to a handful of issues, especially related to the brain, inflammation, you name it. You don't believe me? Read Dr. David Perlmutter's book, Grain Brain. One of the things that I like to preach is the expulsion, getting rid of all the processed foods. Get off all of the refined grains, all of the carbohydrates, the processed refined carbohydrates. So eliminating gluten from your diet, eliminating wheat, eliminating barley and rye, getting rid of the oats, getting rid of these particular constituents, ladies and gentlemen, the grains, you name it, is really going to help you excel with your health. It's going to enhance your mental clarity. So I used to eat the grains, I used to eat the cereals, I used to eat the breads. And once I got off of all that shit, I started to feel so much better. It's really difficult, in my opinion, to have true inner peace when you're eating foods that are filled full of gluten, that are filled full of additives, that are filled full of vegetable oils, that are filled full of synthetic vitamins and minerals. A lot of people's issues, underlying issues, it's from the food that they're eating and how it's wreaking havoc on their brain, on their blood sugar levels, on their gut microbiome. We've been kept in the dark for far too long, folks. It's time that we wake up from this trance. I don't know if you, I'm sure you can hear that crow. It's time that we wake up from this trance. So do the 70-30 split. Make 70% of your calories real food. Eat whatever you want, as long as it's 30% of your intake. And over time, once you get used to this way of eating, it's really windy out here, guys. Once you get used to this way of eating, move up to the 80-20 split, the 90-10 split, and then get on to 100% real foods. But do your best, and this is just my personal suggestion, get away from the oils, get on grass-fed butter, start cooking with butter, get away from the coconut oil, get away from the olive oil, get the hell away from vegetable oil, folks. Come on, Luna. Get on grass-fed butter, or cook with tallow, cook with lard, as long as it's just lard. A lot of the lard on the market nowadays is filled full of crap. Get away from the oils, get away from the grains, eliminate grains from your diet, eliminate gluten from your diet, and start eating a more ancestral diet. Real food, folks, real food. 99% of the food at the store, it's in a 95% of the food in the store is in a box, is in a bag, is in a can. It's absolutely disgusting. And the more you nourish your brain, the more you get the raw animal foods into your system, the more you eat the proper vegetables and fruits in the right amounts, because you don't want too many carbohydrates, the more you live like this, the more you'll be able to see the insanity of this world that we live in, and how it's designed to hoodwink you, malnourish you like you're a slave, and take away and strip away your power by diminishing the inner light within your cells, by disrupting the proper movement or the health of your mitochondria. This is what they were largely hinting at in Star Wars with the midichlorians, the mitochondria, these engines in our cells. They want to shut off your cells. They want to turn off your organelles. Your cells actually have organs, folks. They're known as organelles. That means little organs. Your actual cells are a living ecosystem. They're like a little solar system. Your body is hyper complicated. It's absolutely incredible. It is a miracle. Your body is a miracle machine, but we don't know that anymore because we are so malnourished. The foods nowadays on the market have the nutritional equivalents of fucking cardboard, folks. Now I'm speaking a little, speaking symbolically, but it's true. That stuff that you're eating in the store is not giving you what your body needs. And if your body isn't given what it needs, your mind suffers. So, raw eggs, it's a great place to start in my opinion. Fucking wind. If you're not into that, do soft-boiled eggs with plenty of sea salt. Fat-soluble vitamins. When I increased my cholesterol while keeping my carbohydrates low, a whole lot of things started to open up for me. It is windy as fuck out here. Inner peace is very difficult to attain when you constantly have elevated blood sugar from the constant consumption of carbohydrates. And that's what they want everybody on right now, folks. They want everybody on a low-fat, high-carb diet. When you limit your fat intake while increasing your carbohydrate intake, it's a recipe for disaster. What I've found is that lowering your carbohydrate intake while increasing your fat and protein, as long as it's from the right sources, you can have some profound turnarounds with your health, especially your mental health, your cognitive health, your brain health. So it makes a whole lot of sense to get rid of the breads, the grains, the processed carbohydrates, and only consume the right carbohydrates from vegetables, certain animal foods, and certain fruits. You can, in my opinion, consume way too much fruit. So, I'm going to wrap this one up because it's super windy out here, folks. Let's go over here and see if we can kind of block some of this wind. I came out here today because it was not windy at the house, and of course, once I get here, the wind picks up. So, grounding, the attenuation of electromagnetic fields, the augmenting of the food, water, and air that you breathe, the food that you eat, the water you drink, and the air that you breathe. I mean, this is basic stuff, folks. This simple system that I've put together, which starts kind of with the 70-30 split. Anyone can do this. So links are in the description box below if you want to learn more about what the 70-30 split is. Now, the 70-30 split is a foundation system. You build upon it. But I didn't want to just, Luna, come on. I didn't want to just create a system that was really difficult. I wanted to create a foundation system that you build upon. So as you get used to the 70-30 split, you move yourself up to the 80-20, the 90-10, and the 100 system. And once you get to the 100 system, you eliminate all vegetable oils and seed oils, unless you're taking something medicinally like a black seed oil or oregano oil. You start cooking with butter, and you get rid of the grains, you get rid of the gluten. So, there's a lot more that could be said about this, but I'm going to keep this one short. We're living a slave life here in this matrix, folks, and it has a lot to do with the way that we eat. They want our cholesterol numbers down. They want our cholesterol, Luna, you're going to have to stay, baby. You're going to have to wait just a minute. They want our cholesterol levels down and they want our carb intake up. They want our blood sugar constantly up and down, up and down. They want us on this emotional roller coaster that comes by default from elevated chronic blood sugar. Chronic elevated blood sugar is linked to a whole host of issues, ladies and gentlemen. It increases your risk of diabetes. And do you know that if you get diabetes, your risk of getting Alzheimer's increases almost by 50%? Have you looked at how much obesity, and have you looked at how much diabetes, has increased in the last 20 years alone? It's disgusting. There is an agenda here, folks. And again, there's also an agenda behind cholesterol. Cholesterol becomes dangerous when you mix it. Fats become dangerous when you mix it with excess carbohydrate intake. When you lower your carbs and you increase your fats and proteins, if you stay within a certain amount of range of carbs, you really, in my opinion, you really don't have anything to worry about. The carbohydrates are the problem, and the food pyramid has programmed us with the idea that excess carbohydrates should be the foundation of our diet, while at the same time focusing on low-fat foods. It's absolutely criminal. It's a crime against humanity, and it is 100% an agenda. 100% an agenda, folks. So I've got this entire field to myself right now, and I'm just here doing some grounding with Luna. I'm gonna wrap this one up short because she really wants to do some running. Maybe I'll do a little bit of running as well. But folks, what are you doing with your time? Take advantage of your time, you guys. We are in a spiritual battle, a spiritual war between good and evil, right and wrong, and the line in the sand has never been clearer. What you do with your time is everything. It's everything about who you are. What you do with your time is a definition of who you are. Take advantage of your time. Stay powerful and increase your health levels, guys. Peace be with you. I wanted to personally thank you for watching my videos and contributing to the growth of my channel. I could not do this without you, and your interest in my content is truly what motivates me and fuels my passion for making these videos and spreading my message. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted to remind you that this channel is a free educational tool that is listener supported, and if you would like to donate to my channel and donate to my cause, help make my life a little bit easier and help keep the lights on around here, you can do so by checking out the links in the description box below. There's a handful of not only ways to donate to my channel, but I also have links to different websites and different videos of mine, as well as my Amazon store, where you can check out a plethora of different health-related products that I use and recommend. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your continued interest in my message, and until next time, peace be with you all.